Okay.
Looks like we are live.
Let me check my phone.
Well, you're on death row though.
I am.
You have another charger?
I do not.
Shiznit.
Yeah.
Where's your battery?
The portable one's somewhere around here.
Is it?
In all the chaos of the hotel.
Is it not?
No.
I don't want your phone to die.
I'll put it on low power and listen to the comments thing.
It'll be okay.
I think it will survive.
Did you put it over there, maybe?
I think there's one of them over there because it was charging, but now my phone doesn't work.
Close all your apps.
Service. We're trying to get my phone working so that I can see the comments because we're on Vinny's.
Here's one of them.
Okay, is there a?
There's the cords.
Yeah, does that?
Will that charge it?
I don't know if it's like a regular USB-C. Where's the one that went? That's it. I think no, that one charges the lights.
Will it go in there though? It's a C.
Is it a C?
Mm-hmm.
If it's a C, or
How do I know what the battery power is in this?
click the button.
Okay.
It's like yours. Let me see if this works. Oops.
Have anybody commenting yet?
I can't see. There's 6 people. I see Jackie and
Hi, Jackie.
oh yeah, that works perfectly. But for some reason, my phone just is not wanting to bring up the screen.
Of course it doesn't.
There we go. Got one bar in here. Okay.
Oh, hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Jackie.
Welcome to the shenanigans.
Yes, we have had a lot of shenanigans and a lot of fun today.
We did. We went all the way out to Cumberland today. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Deborah. Welcome in.
Yeah, so we drove all the way out to the. I should even show. I'm not even up close. My goodness. So we drove up to Cumberland to the Queen City Flea, 3-story flea market. And then we went to a place called the Appalachian Flea, which was not all that great.
No.
Oh, all good, Cheryl. We knew who you were, or we're talking about. Then we went to, it was the Fort Cumberland Emporium, I think was what it was called.
Yes.
That was okay. A lot of
Kind of more higher end
like
decorator pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we went to
The little thrift shop down the street.
Yeah, there's it. If you've ever been to Cumberland, it's like a lot of small streets and then like a bunch of businesses all around. It's a very interesting industrial area. And then we went to another market that was out in Somerset, Pennsylvania.
Yes. And that was cool because there was a wonderful lady by the name of Michelle who watches our channel. So it was really neat that we got to meet her and connect and get some lovely things from their shop. So Michelle, if you're watching, hello. We're so glad to have met you today. And then we met another lady.
Hi, Willie.
Hi, Rachel. Yeah, we have had a great week. I mean, Vinny has shown me some incredible shops near him that it's so good up here. The sourcing is amazing.
You'd be broke if you lived here.
Yeah, it would be terrible. It really would be. But I've been having so much fun. And then who's the other lady that we met at the
The one pled. I was about to say one pled. What's a Pledler Mall?
Peddler?
Peddler's Mall. Yeah.
Peddler Mall.
That's what happens when I glitch. Her name was Nicole Murray, and I think she was just setting up her booth. So, Nicole, if you're watching the replay, thanks for chatting with us. We greatly appreciate it, as always.
Yeah, we love seeing you, and it's so fun to meet another jewelry. See, I just glitched. Jewelry lover in the community. That was really fun. But yeah, we've been having a fantastic trip going here, there, and everywhere.
Oh boy, yeah.
I have to ask Vinny what state we're in because we'll be shopping somewhere, and then because he's so close to 4 states, he may be in another state, after one shop. So I'm like, Vinny, where are we now?
So she's like, okay, we're in such and such Maryland. I'm like, no, this is PA.
Yep. And I'm like, well, you know.
Or we're in. I don't.
Oh, that was so funny. We were at this mall and I kept wanting to say we're in New Martinsville.
Oh, that's right. We were at Creekside in Martinsburg, and you kept wanting to say New Martin, but that was my fault for saying
Yeah.
New Martinsville.
Because the first time I said we're in New Martinsburg, and you said no, you're probably got the glass pattern on your mind, New Martinsville. So then I started saying it, and I had to keep refilming that intro, and then finally I was like, okay, it's Berg. So then I said we're in New Martinsburg, and then he would just bust out laughing. And then we had to I must have filmed that thing like 6 times. Oh, and then an ambulance went by, and there was
Cop cars. It was
ridiculous. Just hilarious. So when you guys see that video coming out at some point, you'll see the intro. And you'll be like, oh yeah, that's the one.
And you can see our fantastic background. We moved a couple of things. We moved the Coke clock over so you guys could see my lovely new lady friend here.
Yeah, she's fantastic. When you got her at the flea market for a song and a dance.
Yeah, I'm bringing her up close so y'all can see
You
her.
guys got to see how pretty she is.
Look at her. Ain't she gorgeous?
Yeah.
Dated 1947. Blondie. She almost looks like Anna Nicole Smith a little bit, if Anna Nicole Smith
Yes.
lived through the 40s.
But I have to say, it was so funny. So this Coke clock that keeps falling, we've got it propped up here on Vinny's head, and Vinny's fine. But last night we were getting our stuff ready for the sale, and it was kind of late. We were sitting on the couch, and the Coke clock fell on Vinny's head. And the way this lady was sitting, because she was on the other side, it looked like she was just so harshly judging us. It was really.
She was like, "What is wrong with you, Jen?" Or no, we're millennials.
We're millennials.
What is wrong with you, millennials?
Yeah, get it together, people. Come on now.
Get your together, millennials.
It's so funny.
But yes, I love her, and I hope the other ladies, lovely ladies that are in my life, will have a special place for her because she's going to be with me forever. So
Yeah, she's stunning. Yeah, I saw Vinny coming from the flea market, walking over because I was looking at another booth with this lady, and he's like, "Hey, check out my new girlfriend."
that's exactly right. Well, she is, and she's from a perfect era. Well, the era I love, the
Yeah.
40s, and that honestly, it looks like something that was photographed today almost.
Yeah, it does.
Or like a girl of the 90s because of the hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's so perfect.
So I love her. So I thought we'd put her in the shot this time.
Yeah, we migrated her around. Plus, hopefully, the Coke block will not fall on Vinny again.
And if it does, it'll just hit me on the back instead of the head.
Yeah.
I'm already messed up enough in the head as it is.
We don't need Vinny getting hit in the head again.
We do not. So what I thought we would do tonight is I know we went live a little bit later tonight because we had dinner. The restaurant we went to was packed, and it just
They had like 4 different parties happening with different cakes in the back, and it's a pub type place, and we thought, oh yeah, we'll get out of here like in under an hour, and then was it almost an hour?
It was almost an hour since we'd gotten our food,
Yeah.
but people there were so nice, and
they were wonderful people.
and they were working their tails off. You could tell they were really trying their hardest to keep their composure because it was a nightmare in there.
Yeah,
They just did not have enough staff to
I felt so
cover
sorry
all
for
the
lady.
tables.
She's like, I'm just running around. I'm like, it's okay, don't worry, we're fine.
And then I said, you know what? Let's just go over to Wally World and get boxes because we're gonna try to do a combined shipping thing here. That way she doesn't have to take anything home with her, and I can just ship everything here. That way she doesn't have any extra baggage to take with her, and then
Which is so nice if I need to do. So that would be really great for you guys because you'll get a great combined rate on pirate chip. What's that like? Keeping?
it was a notification.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
doesn't mean anything. So we're not gonna be on here too long because we are pretty tired. We're running on 2 hours of sleep each.
Yeah, we've really been like running around and we've been having the best time before we are beat.
Early days, late nights, turned back into early days.
Yep.
So
You gotta get out, to get to these places when they open, so you make the most of your day.
and we got through a lot of places today, and we still had a lot of
did.
time.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Oh. No, I just want to make sure that because my phone was doing something weird. Like it looks like it's plugged in, but then it's not.
Or maybe it's trying to charge, but then it can't. I
Yeah,
don't know. But yeah, how much battery do you have?
23%.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully that should last.
It should. It's plugged in.
Yep.
Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Did I sell the tree? What tree are you talking about? I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But we did find the jewelry box for all of you guys that were wondering from the last call. It was safely in the hotel room. I just walked completely out of the hotel room without it. I got my life sale sheet, but I didn't bring the jewelry container, but it was found perfectly where I left it. So that was good. And we got everything shipped out from that sale. So hurrah.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're talking about the aluminum Christmas tree that I had. Yes, I did end up selling it. I literally sold it for what I think I paid for it. Maybe a little bit more than that. It did end up selling. Yes, it was probably mid last year that it sold.
That's amazing that you even found one of those.
But I paid a lot of money
Yeah.
for it, so I was happy to at least get my money back.
Mm-hmm.
But I have another one that I bought years ago that I'm fine with. It's tabletop. I don't have to worry about putting it together and taking it down because it's easy.
Yeah, I like mine because it's small, so it fits perfectly in my apartment.
What did she say? I
I
kind
kind
of
of want to buy it, but I've never seen one in person, so I did not know if I would actually like it if I did.
no, I get it 100%. Sometimes what you see on the internet is not exactly what it is in person. I mean, we know that with clothing or anything that you can get on Amazon, for example. But yeah, so tonight is going to be kind of like our chatty chat type live. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for tuning in. I know we're on late, and also Fatbirds flipping and sipping is going on as well too. So
Yeah, this just is the time that worked for us because we are trying to get to bed to get up early for another place tomorrow, and then we were delayed a little bit at dinner. So this is just kind of how the cookie.
this is how the cookie crumbles.
Yes.
As what's his face would say in Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty.
That's
Man,
the word the cookie
cookie
crumbles.
crumbles. I watch that movie so much.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
But yeah, because we wanted to show you all some of the stuff that we've been finding in the last couple of days, but also, tomorrow I didn't realize that I had bought or brought more than 20 items. So I wanted to, well, I didn't realize I brought so much. So tomorrow we're going to really be like focused on selling the items so that way we can get through 25 items each in a timely manner.
Yeah, we don't want to hang around too long and then delay, you guys getting on the cams and other things happening. So we're gonna try to have fun at the sale tomorrow, but also speed round some of the items we have because we both have 25 items. 20. Wow, I am glitching hard.
25
today.
Eisenhower's.
25 Eisenhowers, 25 items each, which is exciting. Hi Jackie. Yes, we are on the East Coast. Right now it's like 11 o'clock, so not normally late for me. I'm kind of a night owl, but
Me
since
too.
we've been running around, it's a little bit late at
And
this
we've
time.
been on the go since like 6 something this morning.
I was up at 6:30 this morning so that we could get. Oh, I'm just knocking everything over. So that we could get up and going, to the flea market because we didn't know how long we'd be there. But it was 3 stories.
But we got through it pretty quick.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I was surprised because like I was telling her the last time I was there from the time it opened to probably about like 1 o'clock because it was just so big and I spent over $300. This time I think I didn't even spend 100.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I'm glad that you found stuff last time and this time, and then yesterday we went to the carnival. That was fun.
Hi Heidi.
Hi Heidi.
Yeah, so Boonesboro had I guess like a little carnival. So Boonesboro is not like the biggest town in the world, but they have like a center town. It was on a ball field in a park.
Yep.
And it was so funny. We found a parking spot across the street from a creamery that's there, and we walked down to where the carnival started, and there were these 2 ladies on a bridge that were just people watching because they had a stage set up for a concert. And oh my god, I have a feeling those women lived right in that house that was right there where the carnival was because they were just people watching.
having a great time, drinking their tea out of mason jars, sitting there just, watching the world go by. And some of their commentary honestly was hilarious.
Oh, it was so great.
So fun, yeah.
But it wasn't big like I was
No.
anticipating. And we paid $30 a piece for wristbands to, ride whatever rides we wanted to.
Which I'm not so sure that it was completely worth the $30, but it was worth the fun. I mean, we had a lot of fun. So I don't do spinny rides like you guys. If you've been following me, like I'll go to Disney World, Universal. I ride all the roller coasters. I do all the, that doesn't bother me. But anything that spins you really hard makes me super dizzy if it's a repetitive like spinning motion. So of course I was like, I don't know if I can do a lot of these carnival rides once we got in because most of them were spinny. But we ended up seeing this one, and I thought, okay, it doesn't look like it spins too much, so we can get on it. And it's basically like, I don't know what it's called, but
It
it's
was
like
called Arctic Zone or something like
Yeah.
that. And it was like you sit in a sled type
Sled.
thing and it goes up and kind of like a wave,
right.
but the speed gradually increased. And by the time it got to like full
Yeah.
force, I literally was like,
Slammed into me.
we were like two sardines in a can.
And my shoulder and my leg were just jammed against the side of the thing. And carnival rides, I gotta say, like, carnivals are fun. Like, I'm not knocking carnivals, but their ride cars, I'm sorry, they're a little janky. And the whole time I was death gripping this bar because I was like thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna, fly out of this thing. Vinny, as I could see him with his arms like Supermaning the other side, trying to pull himself back to the other side of the car. Meanwhile, I have my hat, like I'm holding it like this in my hand, like I would, if I do any rides at Universal and like take my ball cap off, I just hold it. And I could see it just compacting. It was just like getting so crushed, not Vinny's fault, but he just couldn't like.
The gravity was against
And of
me.
course, you can see the hat's perfectly fine. But by the time we got off of that, I was like, oh my. And it really went fast. Like at first,
did.
it looked like, oh, this is just a little like kiddie carnival thing. No, that thing. Whoop.
It was, and I literally tried to pull myself away from Katie because I was like, oh, personal space. I know I can't help it. And I tried so hard, but I knew if I tried any harder, I would hurt myself.
So then
To
when
move myself
yeah,
back
so
into my
Vinny
spot.
finally it would slow down a little bit, and he'd go to the other side, and then I tried to like spread my legs out. This sounds so weird, but just so that like we were trying to keep it from like bumping, but that didn't work. Anyway, it was fun, and we laughed about it when we got off.
We did.
Then we did bumper cars, which I actually really liked that, and we did the Ferris wheel, of course.
Yeah, we didn't do any major spinny rides.
No.
They have this, and I'll never forget it because my county fair had it. It was like a UFO ride. There's a bunch of lights all over it. You get into it and you lean back against the wall. Please don't let anything fall on me. So you lean up against the wall, and then as the thing spins, it like lifts you up, and then you have a hard time to scream. I rode it once as a kid. I never want to ride it again because it was just so.
I got so sick on that ride.
I don't know how the DJ does it, unless the DJ doesn't spin.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he just sits in the center and everybody else spins.
But even watching people spin all day would just could not.
That's bad.
I also had watched my best friend get on the zipper. If you've ever seen that in a carnival, do not ride that ride. Well, I mean, unless you want to, it's your choice. But you're not strapped into that thing. There's just a grab bar on the inside, and it flips you in this metal cage. And no. So there's some things at a carnival. I'm like, I'll ride any major roller coaster, but carnival rides, I don't know. So, and then we did we tried to do the maze, the fun house mirror thing.
Yeah, House of Mirrors.
And so we go in there, and it's really narrow, and I'm not claustrophobic or anything, but all these kids rushed in, and they were having the best time. Kids at the carnival are really fun to watch, but it was getting a little bit crowded in there. And I looked at Benny and I said, we got to get out of here because it was warm and the kids were sweaty. And I was like, no. And this one kid, none of the other kids were kind of aware that they were just like cramming into a really narrow space. But one kid reminded me so much of like something you'd see from that movie. I can't think of it. The baseball kids movie.
Sandlot.
Sandlot. The one kid just starts yelling, "Let her out! Let her out!" And I'm like, "Thanks. I just need to go." Thankfully, we had not gone in very far, so we weren't like completely stuck in there. But
Mhm.
I was like, "Yeah, that was good." But we had a good time.
So Heidi wanted. I highlighted it. I don't know if you
Oh,
saw
I
it.
didn't see that. Oh, you found the brooch, Heidi. That's so wonderful. I'm glad. I'm really glad you. Yeah, I know what that's like when you lose something and then find it. So that's fantastic.
Well, I know with that shampoo bottle. How
Oh,
much I freaked out
yes.
about that stupid
Poor
thing.
Vinny.
So you guys haven't seen like my inventory room. You saw it the other day. It's a disaster. There's just stuff everywhere.
Well, as a reseller, you know it happens.
So some stuff has been selling since Katie's been here, and we had the Memorial Day holiday, and I'm like, okay, I have at least until the 29th of May to get this out. So I'm going down there and I find the one bottle of product that I had sold.
Mhm.
Okay, no problem, found it. Couldn't find the other piece, and I'm like, I know I put it here with this one. I know it's got to be around here somewhere, and I must have walked past it 5-6 times without realizing it, because I had put it behind another big bottle of shampoo that was on a shelf that I wanted to get out of there. So I simply as soon as I found it, I was just like, I mean, what did I tell you? It was like 5 minutes we were down there, and boom, it was right there.
And I was like, well, maybe an extra set of eyes would be good. So I go down there and I'm like, let me know what to look for. And I'm scanning. And then Benny finds it. Sometimes I think like when you're so stressed or worried about something, your brain just doesn't, it's so overcome with that fear, it can't find it. But I'm glad you did find it. We got it shipped out in time.
Because it was just.
Oh, hi, Mom. I see Mom's in the chat.
Hi, Jeannie. Yeah, so I had a fun little fiasco with that, and on top of being tired, all these late nights turning into early days turning into late nights, and with very little sleep in between, it made me worse, and that's what happens to me if I don't sleep.
Yeah, but even though we've been running on little sleep, we've been having a ball.
Oh, heck yeah. Between shopping, restaurants, recreational activities, I mean, we've
really been having fun.
had a lot of fun. I mean, we've spent a little bit of money, but that's kind of the point.
Yeah. Well, I found some fantastic things for tomorrow's sale. So after we show what we found today, we'll be sharing some stuff that we have for sale tomorrow. We each have 25 items, which is exciting. Let's see. I got my stretch bracelet today. Yay, Jenny. I'm so glad. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl.
Well, shall we show a couple of things
That we bought or that we're selling?
that we bought?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, so I guess I'll go first. The first item I found is really spectacular. I got this at the flea market we were at this morning, and I almost didn't notice it, but it's like 3 stories, this flea market. And when we came into the last room, I was kind of hanging out by the cash register because there was a bunch of coins, and I wanted to look at the coins. And then this caught my eye, and this is a 1927 clock for a radio company, and look at the hands with the lightning bolts on them. It's amazing. And it says "The World in Your Home, Majestic Radio Time," and it has the world globe on it. Oh my gosh, this clock is everything. And I told Vinny, game over, because it had a globe and lightning bolts. That's all it needs, and I'm sold. But I did do a little research. At first I couldn't find this clock, but I just saw it once we got back to the hotel room on Worth Point. Now, granted, this was like 2014, I think this sold for $191. So we both have a sneaking suspicion that this could be a fairly harder to find clock. But I'm just tickled pink to get that. That was really a thrilling find today.
And you got an even better deal on it.
Yeah,
I called the vendor and asked if she could get a little discount. Never hurts to ask.
Never hurts to ask, And I said, hey, will the seller do any better? And he did, and it was fantastic. So, yeah, that was great.
So special.
Oh, your daughter's obsessed with clocks? Yeah, me too, Jenny. I love
It's hard not to be. So one of the places that we went to was called Red Rocker. It's in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, right up from Chambersburg. And the place has changed quite a bit. couple years ago, they changed ownership. Another person bought the business from a couple of older folks who were running it. So most of the vendors stayed from when they changed ownership, but then a lot of the vendors had moved out, and I think they're trying to keep it maybe like a little bit of everything. Like you can shop, you can get food here, and then they had like a party video game room downstairs. Very interesting combo of a store, and I mean they had any and everything there.
Oh yeah, they did.
But
that mall was very eclectic.
But it was very different from what I had seen or how it was very different from the last time I was there. So it's not what it used to be, but you know, every business has to evolve and do what they can do and try to be different from everyone else. But anywho, one of the things that I found that I thought was really cool is this green enameled polka dot teapot.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Now, I know that they do reproduce these kinds of items, but I don't think that this is one of them. I think that this is truly an old piece.
It has some legit sort of wear on the bottom that makes me feel like it's older. It's very cheery.
I just loved that green. I mean, isn't this... When I think of polka dots, I think that was like a popular thing in like the 40s. I don't know why. 40s, 50s.
That's what I think too.
So I just loved that. And it was like, what, $5?
Yeah, that was the part.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I can't not leave that.
Yeah, that needed to be.
Come home with me. Why was it taped? There's a
probably
chain.
to keep the lid on.
But there's a chain on there.
Oh, that is weird.
They probably did it because they were afraid of it clinging. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's exactly why, Rachel, because I have my Tessie hat on.
You're up for showing something.
Okay, I'm just going to show you my all-time. Well, I don't know if this is my favorite thing I found this trip, but it is up there. So I have been looking for this particular item for, well, gosh, at least 7 years now. I got into collecting tobacco tins in kind of a funny way. So I don't know if you guys remember Gary Stover from the Brass Armadillo in Denver, but he used to do these talks on antiques. And this was before I even was into selling or had a channel or anything. I was watching Gary Stover. And he showed this book, and every week would be a different topic. And the topic that I happened to watch that week was on tins. And he had this book by Fred Dodge, the tins book. You guys have all seen it. And he flipped through it and he was like, here's different tins you can collect. And instantly, because I was already collecting Coca-Cola tins or trays, I was obsessed with the graphics and started a collection of tins. Well, this tin was featured in the book and I have always wanted it, but it is so incredibly hard to find, even in like really terrible condition, that I've just never even seen it come up for sale. And we were in, I don't know what mall this was.
That was at Shire's Market in
Shire's Market. Yes, I walked into this guy's booth. The first thing I saw, he has an incredible collection of really ultra hard to find tobacco tins. And I picked out 2 of them and he called the guy and said, you know, okay, if they bundle them together, what will they do? And the guy gave me a fabulous deal. So this is checker tobacco. This is the pocket size tobacco. You will probably never see this tin. I know it's in rough condition, but the graphics still display nicely. And this is just like holding history. For me, this is just amazing. I can't even believe that I got this. Yeah, so that was a holy grail find. And then along with it, I got this Twin Oaks mixture pocket tin. These you do see, but they're very expensive. But you don't often see them with the red because the red kind of wears away over time. And this is in incredible condition. So I got both of these. Yeah, really just cool find. I love the way that these the top of this opens.
Almost like a
So
mailbox.
yeah, it is like a mailbox. So yeah, this was probably some of the best things I found that day, honestly. The checker was killer.
So this was a really cool piece. I was not expecting this to be what it is, but this is an Ohio Art Elsie the cow for Borden's Dairy bucket. Got lots of well, not a lot of patina. I mean, it's in really good shape. I mean, look at the decal there. And on the back, it's got the Ohio Art focus, the Ohio Art stamp. And I just could not believe I got this for less than $3. And one sold for like $52 on eBay, and one sold for $25. The only reason I think that the one that sold for 25 sold for that price was because they didn't really give specifics about it. Like they didn't mention Borden's ice cream. They didn't mention Ohio Art. Like you got to put in certain words in your or in your titles so that it grabs the buyer's attention, and it kind of shows them that you know what you have.
Yeah, and my guess is someone just stumbled upon that on eBay randomly and was like, "Oh my gosh, this is a deal," and was able to get it for that because the seller didn't really list it properly.
And I'm not sure if they even knew if this was original or not. Maybe
That's
they
true,
didn't.
because I will say when Vinny showed that to me, he was like, "You can get this." I looked at it and I didn't see the sticker at first on the back, but just on the front because it was so clean, I thought, "Oh, maybe it was a reproduction."
But then you saw the Ohio Art.
Yeah, and then I said that has to be.
So I said for two, was it 266 I paid for this? No, 237 because it was 20%, not 10% off. So I got that. I'm very, very satisfied with that.
Yeah, I think that was a great deal. Then that was
Oh, me
good.
too.
Yeah. Okay. Now another awesome thing I picked up. This is cool. This is an earlier version of the Rexall cold cream tins. You find these in different varieties, but this one I really like because it has the umbrella masks on the top with the little theater curtains. And this one's earlier Rexall. I would say like 30s. But it's just absolutely amazing. And for its age, it's in fabulous condition. Sometimes you find these in, just like with any 10, they're kind of roached. So I was so pleased to get this. And this booth, I think, had a sale as well. A lot of the booths right around here are running, sales. So that's always exciting when you can get something for a little bit of a discount anyway. So that was awesome. Yeah, the tobacco tins, these are early. I mean, they're they would have had a tax stamp on them at some point. So this one, I don't know exactly how early, but I would say like 1930s maybe for that. Really fantastic little tins.
So should I count these as one, or should we just count them?
Oh yeah, just they're all one item. They go together.
So the place we went to in Somerset, kind of, pricey, I guess you could say, but there were some deals to be found if you really looked. Like there's always that one vendor that prices things reasonable and you're able to find some stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they said 6, but it's really only 5 from what I counted. Yeah, I think there's only 5 items in here. Anyway, I got some really nice linens. I know that people like them. So what I'll do is I'll probably throw these in the wash and then just let them air dry. So this is, I don't know, what would you consider this to be, like a tablecloth or like a table scarf or something?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably like a dresser scarf. Well,
Yeah.
no, but it's not super long. But maybe you could just go over a side table, like
Right, because you want the floral design
to show
to
off.
show. So I got that. So that's one. And I got these for a super deal, so I definitely should be able to make a little bit of money with these.
Yeah, and they're in such nice condition too.
There's a little bit of staining. Hey, Poodle. And then there's this one. So I may, like I said, I might throw them in the wash, but won't dry them because I know they'll probably shrink. But I like the floral design on that.
Keep your dressers warm, y'all.
Right, keep the dressers warm.
Keep your dresser scarves.
I'm thinking maybe between $12 and $15 a piece on these. You think
Yeah.
that's fair for these?
Yeah, especially this one because the one that he's about to show you has fabulous graphics.
Here's another one.
Or I shouldn't say graphics. Well, they are graphic, but they're embroidery.
Yeah. So this one just got floral edges right there. And then, yeah, these ones are fun.
This is the one that I was like, yeah, then you gotta get this.
So it's got a birdie. I know people like their birds.
The first one is more square. It's like a little smaller than a card table size.
But what's really cool, and I don't know if are they different birds? It looks like they're doing different things.
Yeah.
That one looks like it's eating a flower.
Oh shoot. Sorry. But that one has the music notes.
Yeah, this one the bird's chirping, which I thought was really sweet. Yep, tulips and birds. And then this one's kind of the same thing. It's a bit different though. Very, very cute. And like I said, I could probably get 12 to 15 bucks a piece for these.
Yeah, those are cool.
And those were a steal, so
Yeah, I thought that was beautiful. And they're in such nice condition too.
I'll put you guys back in the sleeve.
Well, at that same mall that we were at today, and by the way, I want to mention the downtown is amazing. If you're ever in an area, drive down the main like city center area, and I mean it's just old building after old buildings, but some of them are just incredible deco. And one of the buildings, let me see if I have it. I do. Just take a look at the storefront, y'all. I was obsessed. It was so cool the way that they've done the little recess inside. It was an old jewelry store. Anyway, the downtown of this town, you know, you can see the church and all the old buildings. It's just really spectacular. But anyway, at that same store, there was a bin of jewelry. Most of the jewelry at this place was definitely a little on the higher end, so I didn't pick up any of those pieces, but there was a bin just full of jewelry, and of course, I sat down to dig through it, and I got some little just wonderful pens.
Did you get that? No, you got those at Somerset, right?
Somerset today.
Yeah, oh, that's right. I got those.
This one's cool. Now, there are the circular versions of this pen you'll see, but I've never seen the kind of diamond squares. And this has the milk glass, but then what's really cool is it has the purple and then the Aurora Borealis alternating. So I thought that this was a fantastic little mid-century grab. They did the Aurora Borealis after 1958.
My phone is dying.
Uh-oh. So yeah, so this one is definitely probably late 50s, early 60s, but I grabbed that. And then the most exciting thing to me is Nate, do you want to use this?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I don't want you to lose power on your phone.
No, I've got it. I'm good.
Okay, yeah, 'cause-
Nate and I, if you watch our jewelry sales, Nate's my friend from New Zealand, and we do sales on Saturday nights after Vinny's. We have started a collection of Sarah Coventry letters. They're bamboo letters. There's a whole range of them. They did the whole alphabet. And we are trying to collect all of them, like A through Z, to do a letter sale at some point. So I have been looking for these letters, and every time we find one, we add them to a spreadsheet so we can check them off. So today I got really lucky. I found the M, and on top of that, not just one, I also got the very hard to come by, well, very hard as in we've been looking for a while, T. So we have the T and the M now. And that fabulous other little brooch all came from that mall. So that was really, I think, a fantastic little find there for me in the world of brooches. And then the shop that we went to where the lady Michelle, hi, if you're watching, recognized us. I did end up picking up this gorgeous little number. It's got Rivoli stones, and the colors, oh my, are just they pick up like every color under the sun, this piece, and I thought it was so spectacular. So that this will be coming to a sale at some point, but check out the Rivoli stones. Aren't those just gorgeous? Yeah, that was a killer find. And what else did you get?
Oh, I can show her.
Yeah, you gotta show her.
So this comes from a booth that I don't really ever buy anything from just because they don't have anything that I really like or it's not priced right. There's Nate.
Hi, Nate. I just showed the Sarah Coventry letters.
Look at her. So this is a bubble, like the convex glass. She's from the 30s, I think. Forgive the lume cube reflection.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a little bit of damage up here, like up on her head there, but honestly, what it is, excuse me, thank you. I'm thrilled with her. Excuse me, my goodness, thank you. Now, I don't know if there's an artist, I don't think there is. But you know what I liked is the window in the background.
Window, yeah.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's a window in the back with some clouds.
Kind of reminds me of that typewriter 10, the Kodo one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So I got that, I think, for like either 20 or 30% off. So I was really tickled with that.
Yeah, that was a great.
I think it was 30%, if I'm not
A
mistaken.
lot of booths were running sales.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, a lot of booths at the Fayetteville Mall run sales. I mean, there's a dealer that's always 50% off. There's a booth 60% off. Some are offering like 10, 20,
Mhm.
but there's always vendors there that are running a sale. I think I even saw 75% off there
Yeah,
too.
because I bought some for 75% off.
And that's how you move product, y'all.
Yep, and this is what I got in fact at that booth, I think.
That was a 20%
Oh,
item.
20% item. Okay. This is a Art Deco coffee jar. Now the label's got some issues, but this jar is amazing. I think did I get that for?
I think that may have been 10, maybe 20%. You'd have to look at your
Yeah.
receipt.
Anyway, I got a great deal on this. And it has the little kind of skyscraper sides in the glass, which I love, and the lid too. Now, what I like about this is I have a lot of the coffee tins that I collect, but the coffee tins don't hold a ton of the pods because they're thicker. So this is going to hold all of my coffee pods really nicely, I think. And the Art Deco design is great. Plus, the insert is there for its little milk glass lid. Oh, I didn't notice this was a ball lid. I wonder if at some point someone just put this together.
They probably did.
Probably did, but anyway, it works out perfectly well for this jar. So I was very happy to get that. This was great. Yeah, Lions Cafe Supreme Coffee. It's from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Right. So do we want to show, like, you already showed some of your,
Yeah, my big guys.
yeah, so I probably should show my big guys.
Yeah, I was too excited. I couldn't wait.
So which one should I show first, you think? This?
Yeah.
Well, I don't need to unplug it, do I?
You guys, no, I don't think so. Well, if it will reach.
And I'll have to just undo the
Hey, Joe, welcome in.
Joseph. So I almost want to say this lamp was there, but I already gave away what it was. This item was there the last time, but I walked right past it. Or I looked at the price and I was like, I don't remember if there was a sale going on or not. But I've done really well with not acquiring too many things, at least this go around.
Mhm.
So I was like, Katie talked me into it. It was
I
a really
did.
it was a really good deal.
I told Vinny, you got to get this lamp. It's like so you.
Look at this.
Yeah, you guys are gonna flip your lid.
I don't know if it's gonna show or not. Maybe I should turn it off.
Yeah, maybe turn it off so we can see the shade colors. Oh yeah, isn't that sexy?
And look at the base. This is heavy. Why don't they make lamps like this for homes?
I know. All that Vinny and I've been commenting about how nice the whole hotel furniture is.
It's literally sturdy as all can be. I mean, look at that black and that the black and white and the blue swirl. And then the shade is rather unusual because it's green and it's like a
Green.
cream.
Yeah, with the fiberglass. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Oh, we unplugged it.
That's just my inner.
Deborah
exhaustion.
says, "Oh my, I love it."
Here's a whoop.
And then Katie's Vintage says I want that.
What did I spend? I think this was like 40 something dollars.
Yeah.
40. I think it was before tax. It was like $48.
Which, I mean, just the shade alone, right? But then you get the base. It's like, oh my god.
It was just totally worth the price. And I think in total with everything that I bought that day, it was just a little over $100. I'll have to redo my configurations, but I mean, this will be paid for in no time. So that's why I'm glad that Katie talked me into it. Even though I didn't really need another lamp.
Plus, it will look so good in Minnie's bedroom. Like, it's so perfect for the colors that he has in there. So yeah, that was a great grab.
And Mom doesn't even know I bought it yet.
No,
But when do you ever really need anything when you go antiquing?
exactly. Well, emotionally, you do.
Emotionally.
Yeah, it totally fixes you up.
Willie's like, what? You stole that.
I know.
I really did. Well, Katie made me steal it,
I
so.
did. I'm responsible. And speaking of stealing things, I think I got this first today.
Klepto.
Yeah.
She kleptoed this piece.
So, advertising displays, not all of them, but some of them can be really quite expensive. Hardware advertising is hard to find. And at a decent price anyway, that is. So I spotted this in one of the flea market vendors. That's the wonderful thing about flea markets is you just never know what you're gonna get. This is I have to read it again. Handy Sandy. Handy Sandy, don't you love that? Sandpaper display. And what I liked about it is not only is it hardware advertising, but it's practical because I love my collection of vintage bill heads, and I actually use them to take photographs of all the items that I ever sell. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see my brooches every week with the papers behind them. And I don't really have a good storage system, and this will fit them perfectly. Like I can store so much ephemera in here, and this was just $30. I mean, I really couldn't believe what I got this for because this probably somewhere else would be well over 100. I don't know what this exact thing sells for, but just knowing what I know about hardware displays, I think this was like such a winner. And I loved it. Handy Sandy, like, isn't he just the happiest little graphic you ever did see? And it's red, also my favorite color. Like, what's not to love about that? Yeah, that's really spectacular.
So I guess I should show them.
Oh, my brain's not raining. Dave. No.
Yeah,
Dave.
that's
Okay.
Tammy's Dave.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's Tamda.
Hi, Dave. Good to see you.
What's the blue figure corner? Are they talking? I think they're talking about your store display, maybe.
Oh, I've got this sitting here. I don't know if you guys can see that.
She's probably wondering what that
Oh.
is.
This is Handy Sandy.
I think that's the sandpaper man.
He's the sandpaper man for the sandpaper display.
Instead of the Sandman, you got Sandpaper Man.
Sandpaper man. He kind of looks a little bit like a Scottish dude in a beret with a kilt.
He does.
Yeah, I mean that one. I don't know if that's the logo for this particular tool company, but yeah, Handy Sandy, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 racks.
5 tiers.
5 tiers for awesome ephemera storage. Yeah, that's cool. Fine. Okay.
So I don't know what exactly possessed me to go back to that row, but I'm glad I did. I think I
Yeah.
missed it or something,
We both found.
and that's how you found the clock.
Yeah.
So I've been watching one of these on eBay for a while, and I wasn't really pleased with the condition of it. But when I saw this one sitting in the showcase, and mind you, this person had like all kinds of like decorative stuff. Like, he had the clock and he had like, just your average like stuff that not really is my taste, and it's still priced up high anyway.
Right.
But then I spotted this, and I believe that this is from the early 1900s. This is a Moxie tip tray. And based on the girl's face and kind of seeing her hairstyle and that glass, this is probably 1900s, 1910s. And while it has some condition issues, it is still very, very visible, even from afar. And I absolutely love it. And I basically paid just $10 more than what the person on eBay was asking for the one that was in worse shape. So, and at first I was going to be like, oh my God, this is so awesome. it's going to be like $80.
Well, that's what I thought. When I saw it, we couldn't see the price tag. I thought, oh, 80 to 100 easily. That's going to be pricey. And it wasn't.
Because thankfully the showcase it was in had glass all around. Because you know how most showcases have a back that you can't see in it, and sometimes people don't put their tags like on the item. Like it would be like right here, and you'd be able to see how much it was. I was just so glad that I was able to see it because I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. But I don't want to spend $85 on it. And thankfully, when the lady pulled it out for me and I saw the 35, I was like, yeah, that's gonna come with me.
Yeah, that was a good deal. That was probably one of the best deals, I think, for both of us in the whole trip. Well, the lamp was good too.
Yeah, so that is just absolutely fantastic. And that's going with all of my advertising.
Yeah, that was such a cool find. That's the thing about those indoor flea markets. Like there is any and everything in there, and if you just scour enough, you have people that know what they specialize in, and other things they just don't know, and they're just like, oh yeah, here, $20 on this. How about it?
That's happened with me with a Coke tray one time. $30 for one that's like not easy to get from the early 20s.
Wow, see, people don't know. That's crazy.
And it was from somebody who had a lot of advertising and things too, which was even funny.
That's hilarious.
Literally, he had all kinds of old stuff, and then I pick up this tray, and he's like, oh, $30. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
Sure.
Didn't show any excitement. I was just like, okay, here you go, thank you. And as soon as I got back to the car, I freaked out.
Yeah,
because
I would have too.
Because I was like,
wow,
holy shiznit, this is from 1921. It's in phenomenal condition. They don't come up too often. At least for me, I don't see them.
Yeah. Which one was it?
The really the elongated one. That's the calendar, but it's cut like a square like they are normally. It's that one.
Yeah, that's a fantastic one.
And I couldn't believe it.
Yes. Maybe slide some clear acrylic onto those. Yeah, to keep everything protected. And all of the items that I have, Cheryl, are in sleeve protectors. So I can protect those and slide them in and out that way too. Because I wouldn't want some. I have ephemera from the 1800s that I use that's in there. So yeah, that will be
dang. Cool. Go Heidi.
Wow. Oh, that's fantastic. Gasoline. Yeah. That old advertising stuff is just, and this guy probably thought, hey, this is just some old clock. Let me just,
Now it's old. $50.
Yeah. And then I got an even better deal on it. And I'm just like, wow, yeah, clearly they just don't know it all.
Like that Rexall theater is really cool.
That one's harder to get. I mean, you do see the Rexall ones. I also have one that has the 3 like color wheel on it. You don't see that one too often online too. I got that somewhere also, I think at a flea market for like nothing. Oh yes, don't want it bent.
No, definitely don't. So is that all we were sharing from? Oh, you can show this. That's fine.
Okay. I wanted to show that, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so I got some postcards today for my jewelry sale because we show the brooches on the postcard, and in fact, this one's here, so I'll just pop this on so you can see. This is a birthday greetings postcard from. But anyway, it's fabulous. And this came from the shop where we met that wonderful Michelle. And I think this is great. So I picked that up.
Was that her mom that was working there?
Might have been her mom. Yeah, she was so sweet.
Yes, she was.
And then this is just gorgeous. These car postcards. I don't see a lot of these where I am. So I've kind of been loading up on the postcards when I can get them so inexpensively because I think the florals work really well with our jewelry. And then I got this one also as well because it was just so fabulous. This one is, can't get out of here. Best wishes with these little birdies. And the colors are great. I mean, they're just stunning. So all of that was, I think each of these were $3 or something like that. But
I like that one card with the.
Yeah, I love this one.
That is.
It's just absolutely amazingly beautiful. Look at the gold on it, the way it shimmers. These are my favorite, the embossed postcards. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
The Victorian looking couple's so good in
They
it.
don't make stuff like that anymore.
No.
And if they do, there's not a lot of pizzazz and detail in those.
It's very plain. So I think that was a great find. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Anyway, those are the little fun, I think, treasures that we got while we were out shopping. But shall we show some of the things that we're going to have for sale?
Absolutely, because it's almost midnight.
Yes. I love my postcard that you got. Oh, yay. I'm glad, Heidi. A great prize on your hutch. That's fabulous. Hi, is it Katie, I think? Or Kate Tontatic. Welcome in. My sister was shocked 5 girls each got 100. My sisters. I'm not sure, Heidi, what.
I think
Oh.
she's saying because there's, I guess there's 5 sisters, so they each
Sisters.
got $100 from the
Oh,
design sale,
that's
which is
cool.
awesome.
That's very cool.
Everyone can always use the extra $100.
Yes, exactly. You can go thrifting some more.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like my dollar blazer.
Oh, you gotta show that.
Yeah. So this little thrift shop down the street from where we got the Sarah Coventry brooches, they were having a crazy clothes sale, and the guy's like, "Yeah, normally our blazers are like $25, but today you get 5 items of clothing for $5." So I'm like, "Well, that's great." And I found this amazing Italian silk, the inside silk blazer, which I love blazers and I wear them and it fits me perfectly. It's like a gray pinstripe. It's gorgeous. And I got this for essentially $1. And then Vinny was able to find like 5 other pieces of clothing
That I didn't need.
Yeah,
But
this.
for her to get the 5 for 5 deal for an Italian,
Yep, Burton's men's store, wherever they came from.
yeah, but to get that for $1,
Yeah, was excellent.
worth
So
it.
I'm gonna take this when I get home and get it dry cleaned. So.
Suits ain't cheap.
No, they're not. Jackets are not cheap for sure, but a buck. Oh yeah,
Yeah, for $1 you can't go wrong.
I'll be having a lot of fun styling this up. Plus, I love that it has pockets on the inside because everybody needs more pockets. Yeah, I think so too, Poodle. You know, thrifting is a great way to find blazers and jackets and useful stuff too.
Stuff you don't need, stuff you might think you need,
Yep,
stuff you want.
exactly.
Like I didn't need another lamp.
No, I didn't need another vinyl, but I did come away with Journey today. Yeah, any way you like it. Fabulous.
The colors on that.
The colors are great. Oh my gosh, there was a guy at the flea market. I was checking out and I had the album in my hand. And this guy, I don't know if he was on something per se. I'm not sure, but he was a very nice kind of hippie, all's good with the world kind of guy. And he was just fun. But he came up, he's like, man, the colors in that, they're moving. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. And he's like, man, I love Journey. I used to listen to, and I'm like, Journey's great. And I didn't know what else to say, but clearly I think like he was on some type of psychedelic or something because the album, but it's sort of, when I looked at it again, it does have that effect, like, it's moving.
Poodle said that she got her Joan Crawford outfit at a church bazaar in the 80s. Wow.
Wow, that's awesome, Poodle.
Joan Crawford.
Oh, good. I'm glad just got home from your run, Christmas Joy. Welcome in. Yeah, so that was good.
That was very good.
Well, I think we should get into our sale preview because I am ready to hit the hay.
Yeah, I'm fading pretty quick, and I don't want to fall asleep while we're live. So.
Yeah. Okay, what do you have?
All right. Well, a little while ago, I had updated my Coca-Cola tray that I had bought several years ago. It was the very first one I ever bought, but I got one in better shape. And while this one is still in pretty good shape, as you can see, I thought I would sell this one. So I'm bringing you all a Coca-Cola Menu Girl serving tray. This tray was produced between 1953 and 1960. So this one is the later version because of the way that Have a Coke is written right here. It is a very fun tray, and while it may be a common item, it's still a favorite among collectors because you've got, you know, the little you got the little flag that says "Thirst knows no season." You've got a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween, and you've got, what else do you have in here? Oh, you know what? I've had this tray for years. I'm now just noticing that that's a pilgrim holding turkey. And then you got a skier right. Oh gosh, this is totally backwards. You got a skier right there, and then you've got the bird and the Easter bunny for spring, and the for summertime you've got somebody fishing, a baseball game, a lady in a bathing suit. Sorry, I think I just bumped your phone.
That's okay.
A wedding cake. I mean, it is just. It's a really fun tray. And I know that somebody who collects these would love to have one of these in there, or if they just like it for the decor of the 50s, because this is very 1950s diner.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's got every holiday under the sun on it.
So it's a seasonal. Well, Thirst knows no season.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a fun item that I'm going to be bringing. What you got?
So, along with that kind of mid-century theme, I do have it's gorgeous stuff. I'm just gonna try to hold it up here. I have an aqua rotary phone. This guy is fantastic. I think it's from.
You know, it was cracked right
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's not perfect. Let me unscrew it and I can tell you when it was from. Let's see. No, this one doesn't have the same. Some of them you can pull off and you can see like what year, but they are. But anyway, this I think is just fantastic, and it is not your regular Bell telephone or Western Electric. It's automatic electric. So I think that this one is very fun, and the colors are great. So if you're looking for a blue rotary phone, I got you. I got a pretty cool awful one coming.
So this is interesting. I almost want to say it's a boot scraper, but it could be wrong. It's for like a snowbird type brand of something. I almost want to say I've had something like this before, but I can't say for sure. I think it's a boot scraper, like some kind of cast iron piece. It's on a piece of wood. I'll of course make sure I get the details for it before I sell it tomorrow, but I know it's for some company, like maybe a promotional giveaway or something.
It would work as a doorstop too.
Definitely would. But that is really, really awesome. I'll probably lens it, or I'll make sure I get the info for that before I sell tomorrow, so that way you all know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah. This I found up here with Vinny, and I was really pleased to get this because I think for the age of this piece, the condition is remarkably good. And this is a powder tin from the 1920s or 30s. It kind of screams a little bit deco, but more so Art Nouveau, because you've got this floral design on the bottom. And I just think this piece is incredible. I did do a little research on this, and it seems like these are not the easiest in the world to come by. With certain tins, definitely ones are a little more uncommon, as I think they were scratched or thrown away or rusted. But I just think this is gorgeous. So I was so pleased to get that. I think that was really stunning.
All right. Well, I have all this stuff over here. So I am bringing some really cool advertising pieces with me for the sale. This is actually going to be my offer up item. This is for Old Export Beer. It's a thermometer. Now, funny enough, it's actually from where we were today, Cumberland, Maryland.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And as you can see, it does have rust and everything. This thing was filthy McNasty when I got my hands on it. And I was able to clean it up with a magic eraser, and this part shines like you wouldn't believe. Now, you can't take a magic eraser to this part because you will ruin the paint, but I thought that this was really cool. I do have it listed in my eBay store for all of you who are interested. If it sells tomorrow night, of course, the listing will be taken down. But that's going to be my one offer up item for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that is so cool. Vinny.
It's very cool.
I could see that in a little home bar.
And you know, that's got some red. I mean, it was supposed to be white at one point, I'm sure, but that would look great for like rustic 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day.
Yeah, it totally would. This next piece that I have is from the American Crayon Company and is a watercolor tin in really fantastic condition. I mean, it has a little wear on it, but it's just so clean. The graphics are great for Blondie paints from the comic strip. I think that this is probably from the 40s. And based on what I could find, and then look at the paints inside. They're still there, even though they have been well used. But I think that the graphics on this are just everything. I remember reading Blondie comic strips with my grandfather growing up, so I have a special kind of soft spot for Blondie. But anything with the bright colors on it and being a watercolor tin, I know a lot of folks like those. I thought that was a really good find this week.
All right, so my next item I actually want to unplug or plug so that we all can see that it actually works. And
Oh yeah, plug in.
because I don't like to sell things that don't work, especially if I don't know it. But I do know for a fact that this does work. So
Yeah, this is a cool one.
So this is for Schmidt's beer. As you can see, it does light up. The switch works well. Now, it is not perfect by any means necessary, but I think it would still display really, really nicely on a bar or if you just collect Breweriana. So that's going to be a fantastic item for tomorrow night. Was that 4 that we've shared so far for our sale?
I think so.
All right, so this is our last round before we
Yep.
we log off of here tonight.
This is kind of a neat thing. This is for Puro Iron Reset ironizer. Yes. Okay. So it makes your clothes smell good. And this piece of packaging is amazing. You know, I just can't get over some of these old packaging and how graphically interesting they are. Because if you look at packaging now, they're kind of boring. But this is a cardboard piece, but it has the most incredible deco graphics on the front. And I would imagine that a lot of these really didn't survive. You've got even more great graphics on the back. And then the really cool thing is the inside too, because you've got this deco kind of image of the iron with the font, and the product is still here. So I'm guessing that you took like these sheets and somehow put it onto whatever product is still here and then iron them over your clothes, as you see here, to make your clothes smell fresh. And of course, they've got pictures of roses on the back, so and on the front. But it seems to me that this particular variant of this packaging with the deco and the sides, you just don't see as often. So I thought this was really cool. I've been on a big Art Deco kick lately. Of course, I've always loved it, but if you love Art Deco too, this thing is amazing. I was very tickled to oh, hello. I just knocked over Sandy. Oh no. Happy
Jeez.
Sandy time. Oh, thank you, Heidi. Yeah, that one does display really well. I agree, Poodle. Packaging matters.
All right. Poor stuff is just gonna go flying. That's okay. So these I'm actually going to sell in a lot together because I think it's like getting an instant collection. So I've got 3 basically peanut. That's not really showing it very well, is it?
Here, I'll hold on.
So we got Bowers coconut crisps, red, and you can see the images of the coconut crisps on there. And then we've got this one, which I think is really cool. It's for Bauer's Old Fashioned Peanut Crunch. Let's focus. There we go.
I like the font on that.
I do too. So that's really, really awesome. And then this one doesn't really have a lot of letters on it, but it was for Cherrydale Farms Peanut Crunch.
I like the Harlequins.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Probably from the 50s, I would say. So that's actually going to be all 3 for 1 money. So you're going to get an instant collection here.
Yeah, that's great. And practical because you can actually use these to store your dog treats or, little snacks on the counter, coffee pods, whatever in the kitchen. Yeah, they're great.
Those are fantastic. So yes, as you all know, I save a lot of the industrial type items for these shows because I feel like they'll do better. And I want to make sure that we both have really good stuff for that. I know you have a more of a difficult time finding this kind of stuff than I do here.
I have a terrible time finding it, but I worked really hard to get it, for our sales. I told Vinny actually the last time we had a sale, I literally found 2 pieces to complete my 20 items the day of the sale. And not that I waited, for the last minute or anything like that, but I mean, I've been looking forever and just could not find good pieces. And so this has been a dream, being able to come up here and see such quality and be able to bring that to you guys, which I know you all love. And I think that's exciting for us to do this together.
Absolutely. And you'll have to come back up again and stock up again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But we got to let our bank accounts grow a little bit more again because
Yeah.
we've
Sell some more stuff.
right, because while we've been finding the good stuff, we've also kind of been paying up a little bit too for
Yeah.
it, which is, just part of the game for shopping at antique malls and things because you're not going to find this stuff in thrift stores.
No, you're not. But at the antique malls, it's already in a way sort of curated for you, which is nice. You're going to get a better, for the most part, you'll get a better, nicer selection of items, and it's always fun to be able to find these things for you guys because I love that. Oh, I know, Heidi. Well, I feel like this week I at least got my checker 10, but I'm still on the hunt for Fireside, deluxe Fireside marshmallows. I don't know. That one's a pretty tough one.
Like that Whitman hot air balloon one that we saw.
Gosh, that was gorgeous, and it was mint. This tin, it was mint. It was sealed. It still had the product in it. I mean, it looked like it had come off of the shelf of a store yesterday. And it was the Whitman candy tin with the hot air balloons. The colors were like everything, but it was just way too expensive.
Yeah, I think it was like $60 or something like that. And we looked it up on eBay and the last one sold for like $35.
Yeah, I thought that was, but I mean,
Only we'd have gotten there on eBay for that.
yes,
Because I love that tin too.
but considering that this one was sealed and like pretty much mint, I don't know.
What did somebody say? Christmas joy? Depends on where you go. Mine weren't terrible.
No,
There were some things like every store that it's kind of like, okay, maybe I'll wait if I really want that. I'll wait for it to go on sale if it's the color of the week. But every business right now is hurting, and we won't get into too much of a discussion about that. But what's going on in the world right now, we're all aware of it. Is affecting things. It's affecting costs of everything, and they have to do what they have to do. And we just have to adapt and go for the stuff that's on sale or stuff that they miss, and
yep,
do what we can.
and I'll tell you, the Goodwills around here, I have found some wonderful silk ties for $1 or $2 at the thrift. So I've really been cleaning up, I think, on the ties.
Well, yeah, it's funny. I don't need any shorts, but I still buy shorts if they're comfortable or if I like them. I mean, like you talked me into that one pair that
I did. Well, because I mean, it's a practical thing, and you doing the job that we do, we're on the floor a lot, bending down, and we're out in fields. Sometimes kind of digging in banker boxes, lids in the mud. You get dirty, things get kind of ripped, and it's nice to just have backups of practical clothing items, I feel.
And I have a lot of backup clothing because I have a lot of t-shirts. I got a lot of hoodies. I mean, I'm stocked.
Yeah.
I'm not going to need clothes for like the next 15 years because I've got that much. And I still, if I see something I like and it's cheap, I'm like, yeah, I'll just get it because I know at one point I'll regret not getting it.
Right. Yeah. And today, I mean, gosh, $5 for 5 items of clothing. You just can't beat that.
One being an Italian
Yeah, blazer.
suit blazer. I mean, there's no way you can go anywhere else and get that for $1.
That would have been $500-600 probably at like a Dillard somewhere or another department store back in the day. Yeah, that was great.
Yes, absolutely. So guys, it is about 12:01 here on the East Coast. We are going to go ahead and conclude this stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. 45 folks that are here. Thank you again for watching us. Again, shout out to Nicole Murray and to Michelle.
And to Rick, if Rick is watching.
Yes, to Rick as well for watching us. We greatly appreciate it. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without y'all. We have had such a blast. I've been having so much fun taking Katie places that I haven't been to in a long time. And I hope she comes back up and loads up some more because I know she's got a difficult time finding this stuff down in Florida for at least somewhat decent prices,
Well, and getting to see Vinny in person, it's just always such a treat. We have a good time together.
We did. This was like the first, we met in Round Top, I remember.
Yeah.
And then
the first time we really got to like hang out.
Right. And just kind of do our own thing.
Yeah, which is exciting.
So as a friendly reminder to y'all, tomorrow we're going to try our best to, keep engaging with y'all, but we do want to focus mainly on the sale, just like standard protocol, like for any other sale. But we're bringing about 5 more items than we normally would. And we want to make sure that we conclude by the time Miss Pam goes live at 8 p.m. So
we're going to have fun, but we're also going to kind of speed round vintage. It'll be cool.
Taking care of business, as the BTO band would say.
Yes, every day.
So, we hope to see you all there. Again, it's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern. And one other thing, we're also going to try to do all of our packing and invoicing tomorrow night as well. After the show, we're going to try to like zippity doo dah day, get all this stuff done. Because we've got plans on Sunday, your last day here. Yes. Boo.
I know. I'm sad.
So we're gonna go see Amy where she is, and we're gonna do some antiquing there.
Yeah. And I can't wait to meet Amy. I've got a whole boatload of postcards to show her. She's gonna be excited.
Absolutely. So we're gonna be doing that, and of course, we will try to combine shipping as best we can. Anything that does sell, I'm just gonna have her keep it here, and if she only gets one person buy from her, if that made any sense. I'll hold on to it here. Once they pay, I'm gonna have her email me the label, and I'll just print it out, and I'll, that way she's not lugging a bunch of boxes home, because there's no way you're gonna want to plug that stuff into the house. It's just gonna be easier to leave it here.
Benny is so great, y'all. He has just been so accommodating and shared boxes with me for my first sale, was helping me ship stuff. I mean, I just couldn't ask for a better vintage friend. So this is going to be great. But I think for now, we're going to get some sleep because we're getting up tomorrow and hitting the thrifts and the antique malls and all the things hard. And
we're staying local tomorrow, and things don't open up till 10 o'clock. So we'll have a little bit of time to sleep in and take care of business.
But thanks all for joining our sale. Not our sale. Oh my goodness.
See, that's what I mean.
My brain is glitching hard. Thank you all for coming and hanging out with us tonight and seeing all the fun little things we've been finding. This is all exciting.
All right, y'all. So we're going to let you go, and we will see you all tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern for this awesome sale. We hope y'all will like what we have brought.
Bye, friends.
Night, all. Thanks for tuning in.